Greetings and salutations. I'm the long-haired freaky dude, Jake Stief, and today I'm going to review the novel, or perhaps it would be better categorized as a novella, Anthem by Ayn Rand. This is a fantastic piece of dystopian fiction, and a wonderful introduction to the magical world of objectivist literature. Let me start off by saying that this book, contrary to the well-known, complexly yet poetically worded, thousand-page epics, Atlas Shrugged or Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, this book is rather short and simply worded. If you want an ever-so-brief intro to the complex philosophies of Rand, this is the perfect place to start. It's not a cinder block. I read this in a day. It only took a few hours. It's less than 1,000 pages, a fairly large font, and, like I said, I'm not referring to my dictionary every few sentences. With that said, this book also lacks some of the very complex symbolism of her larger epics. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It's great for those new to the philosophy, or for those who want to solidify their understanding. Most of the symbolism here is plain and obvious. Fantastic for grasping concepts. That's one of the great things about dystopians. They can outright say something about the future rather than hint or foreshadow it, hoping the reader will get at what they are trying to show. No, this directly says what she wants to show. Now, before you proceed, be warned that there may be a few very slight spoilers. Everything I review will be only the first few chapters, but, just warning. Sometimes even the first chapters can be spoiled. Okay, so, beyond philosophy and symbolism, this book has a great and mesmerizing plot. The characters have some exaggerated features, but are otherwise realistic, particularly with their emotions and how they respond to their environment. This book creates an incredible sense of false happiness, constantly being tormented by this underlying curiosity contained within a delicate fabric ready to burst with the slightest prick. They feel what they are told to feel, and the process of that seems, at least to me, how I imagine a torment like that to actually feel. Beyond that, the story is told in first person from the view of a slave to this totalitarian society, so we get firsthand the thoughts as well as the thought development of the character. It is formatted quite like a journal, so we can be particularly impacted by the character's evolution and their train of thought. With a totalitarian society, of course, comes an onslaught of rules and regulations. In fact, there's very little freedom at all. In this society, science in particular is restricted, among other things, such as moral development and social skills. While science is indeed the focused, one of the most curious of these restrictions is a certain single word. Though the entire book, this forbidden word, as it were, is constantly alluded to, but we never actually see what it is until the end. It's a rather startling word, though if it were to somehow actually be eradicated from the speech of humans, I can see how the mindset of the entire population would completely change. Ayn Rand suggests for the worse, but I must disagree with this to some extent. No, I don't think this word should be eradicated by any stretch of the imagination. But as I see it, using it less would do more benefit than evil. Aside from that, it's an interesting idea, one which I would like to see displayed in other sci-fi dystopian novels. Another theme you'll find here, disguised as a minor theme but actually playing a large part in the plot, such as the trend with Ayn Rand's novels, is love. Now, it's not an obtuse, purely objectivist take on love. It actually seems quite normal in terms of romantic themes. So, if the love scenes in Atlas Shrugged and Fountainhead angered you, I personally didn't mind them, but I can understand how it would trouble some, then I don't think you'll mind these. So, with that said, I highly recommend reading this book. Great intro into the world of objectivism, also a nice, easy read. And now I'll read the first chapter or so you can hear Rand's style of writing in this book. Remember, it's not like her style of writing in Atlas Shrugged or The Fountainhead. Chapter 1. It is a sin to write this. It is a sin to think words no others think, and to put them down upon a paper no others are to see. It is a base and evil. It is as if we were speaking alone to no ears but our own. And we know well that there is no transgression blacker than to do or think alone. We have broken the laws. The laws say that men may not write unless the council of vocations bid them so. May we be forgiven. But this is not the only sin upon us. We have committed a greater crime, and for this crime there is no name. What punishment awaits us, if it be discovered, we know not. For no such crime has come in the memory of men, and there are no laws to provide for it. It is dark here. The flame of the candle stands still in the air. Nothing moves in this tunnel save our hand on the paper. We are alone here under the earth. It is a fearful word, alone. The laws say that none among men may be alone, ever and at any time. For this is the great transgression and the root of all evil. But we have broken many laws, and now there is nothing here save our one body, and it is strange to see only 2 legs stretched on the ground, and on the wall before us the shadow of our one head. The walls are cracked, and water runs upon them in thin threads without sound, black and glistening as blood. We stole the candle from the larder of the home of the street sweepers. We shall be sentenced to 10 years in the palace of corrective detention if it be discovered. But this matters not. It matters only that the light is precious, and we should not waste it to write when we need it for the work which is our crime. Nothing matters save the work, our secret, our evil, our precious work. Still, we must also write, for may the council have mercy on us. We wish to speak, for once to no ears but our own. Our name is Equality 72521.